Okay, so if you're new to the channel, I call all my subscribers dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. And we're smoking all my dragons. We about to talk about a dragon today out there in London, across the pond, that go by the name of Ninez, representing Church Road. And this video is called Why rapper Ninez is the GOAT of London rap. This is my personal opinion why I personally feel like he's the GOAT. And I'm gonna tell you why. First off, let's throw it back. Let's spin it back to when before Ninez really catapulted into millions of views, back when you had Church Road, people like Big Boy Skrapz, you had people in his camp. It seemed like his camp was always rapping. Over there on Church Road, you always had a cultural rap over there. They've been pushing, they've been grinding, right? So Ninez knew hip hop straight up. He knew hip hop. He was around, like I said, people like Skrapz, and if you really pay attention to his camp, people like Trap Star Toxic and Fats. Like, all these guys are rappers. All these guys been rapping. And when you look at, there was this remix. I think it was it My Buddy remix that Ninez was on, where it was a group of them, and they was out there, and Ninez was rapping. He was rapping over the beat, and certain bars he was saying let me know his conscious level is like he's a hip hop historian. He was saying he said certain lines, something with Max Big, like he just certain rhymes he was saying. I'm like, this dude knows. He knows. He's not just somebody who just picked up the mic and just started rapping the rap. Personally, to me, Ninez is like a London Nas. Like, right? If you go back and you look at Nas, how Nas came up in Queensbridge, right? And he had all these guys around him, his camp protecting him, and he was a boss. And coming out of Queensbridge, to me, like, that's what I see when I see Ninez over there in Church Road. And Ninez has this certain consciousness to him that I think is overlooked due to him being allegedly, just out of what's out there. I don't know nothing about that, but allegedly him living a certain lifestyle, right, of certain crime, or coming up out of northwest London. I don't think people really pick up on the things, on how bright someone like Ninez actually is. I've listened to all of Ninez stuff since 2012 when he dropped Church Road to Hollywood, and he had certain songs. I remember hearing a song called The Maze. I've heard him say certain things in songs where he's talked about about just certain conscious things, as far as with the government. And you could tell this dude is bright. He's not a regular individual, and I think people focus on the bad too much. Excuse me, yeah, he came up how he came up, but this is still somebody that took his whole neighborhood, and he bought these kids sneakers, bro. He brought turkeys and was passing out turkeys, to his neighborhood. And even though someone could easily be like, yeah, but he talks about drugs, da, da, da. But he's not. I never said he was perfect. He come up how he come up, though. He came up how he came up. He literally came up in that lifestyle. You have people who fake the funk, and you have people who really came up like that. Look at his camp, Zeno Records. They've been repping Zine when Cash dropped that. Like, they've been repping. They've been expressing themselves through music. That was like therapy for these guys that were really caught up in a certain lifestyle, beefing with people that live not too far away in different neighborhoods, and all type of drama happening. And Ninez was a guy who he formulated a plan, like, to be at his level and have all those guys and to keep that intact to a point where everybody's moving strategical, everybody knows their part. It takes a certain level of genius to do that, and as far as rap, I haven't heard anybody like Ninez. Could have easily got on some on some industry stuff. You know, he could have easily got on some just spitting straight toxic garbage, you know, but every time he raps. He doesn't try to be a drill rapper. He doesn't like he really spits bars. A classic line he said is now I got my new chick mad at me cuz I told her I need space like the galaxy. You know, like this dude's intelligent. You know, he studied the greats. Who else? What's another line he said? I'm like, floss, something with lip gloss. Hold on, he said a lot of stuff. Like, he has a lot of bars, but there's a certain conscious aspect to it if you really listen. And my true Nines fans are going to know what I'm saying without me having to really dive too deep into breaking that down. That the dude is a leader. And sometimes when you a leader like Nines and you structured, not even sometimes, 10 out of 10, you're always going to be under some form of attack and certain distractions because you are a leader, and that is powerful and that is scary to things that you may not see that may be against that, right? You are a leader. You're a true leader. This is why I call him the GOAT, because I haven't seen nobody independently do the things he's done, you know, from the beginning. Like, the things that he done, the videos he's had, the things he's talked about. I haven't seen anybody make it to his level, still keeping it like more so hip hop. Like, I seen people make it a whole lot of people make it out of, or do their thing out of London, get them numbers up through drill rap, through the drill scene, but Nines didn't do that. Nines didn't have to do that. Another one I would say is like Stormzy, you know, there's certain individuals that really made it to a high level, but even with Nines, he was still independent. It wasn't for a while before he did something like a record deal, but he was still independent, putting on for all the guys, and he constantly showed the team love, constantly was featuring his guys, his camp, his neighborhood, and they weren't switching up. They weren't trying to do the new dances. They weren't trying to do none of that. They just kept it as authentic as possible. This is why I say Nines is really the GOAT of a rap in London. 100%. He drops something right now, the whole London's gonna watch. Tell me I'm lying. And it don't gotta have nothing to do with no drill beat. It don't gotta be a trap beat. It don't gotta be no new dance. And it don't gotta feature nobody. And he don't even need a label pushing it. Now tell me I'm lying right now. Tell me I'm lying right now. It doesn't matter if you don't like the dude. It's the truth. Whatever Nines is going through, whatever he's caught up in, London's watching. The whole London. He doesn't have to. He's the only rapper I know out there that doesn't have to do nothing. Like, he could literally go in the studio right now and he don't got to go in the studio. I'm saying he could go on his phone right now and just record with the most whack quality right now and shoot a video to it, a homemade video, and it's still going to hit like at least 1 million views. He could right now, yo, just record that real quick, brother. You know, just record that. We'll record this. Let me spit a couple bars. It's going to do numbers with no label pushing it or nothing. That's the GOAT of London rap, bro. Are you serious? So I had to show that love, man. Shout out to all the guys over the pond, across the pond, man. Shout out to London. Shout out to everybody over there that's doing their thing. And all the Church Road fans. I just had to put that out there. Shout out to Trapstar Toxic. Free, I think, is he locked up? If he is, free him. I know Skrapz is, free him. Free Tiny. Free all those guys over there that I've been watching for years that actually inspired me a lot. And kept me motivated with that just get up and go be a boss type of energy. So with that being said, much love. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I know Nines is going to drop something soon because I can feel it. Let's go.